Okay, so I'm going to show you how I blow dry Ellie after a bath. 90% of the time I blow dry after a bath because the dog being wet will set the mats in and they get chilly, you could tell. If it's over 85 degrees, I'll let them dry naturally and do all the finishing touches with our nightly grooming. But she's ready to go. I spray her first with the detangler, and then I just work through her coat just to make sure that she isn't naughty. So I have my extra small slicker brush, which I'm using to just do a quick check on her legs, behind her ears, her back legs, under the tail, just to detangle. This step really is just a measure to detangle. Now she's already set up on her grooming mat, which I love because it is not that much bigger than she is, and I can turn the mat instead of adjusting the dog. So I've asked her to lie down and wait nice. Oh, she wants to shake off. And I'm going to use my extra small slicker brush to start the blow drying process. I already have my stand dryer ready to go. I've turned it on. You can't see it, but we'll talk about it another day. It really allows me to have a hands-free experience, so I can use both of my hands to blow dry her. And the first part that I blow dry is her head. I have the air aimed at the top of her head because I kind of feel like if she's a little chilly from being wet, if her head's dry, you know, she'll be more comfortable. And I usually go in behind the shoulder and behind the ear to straighten the hair. As I proceed, I move, completely around the dog. And I like to aim the nozzle of the hair dryer so it pushes the hair up and out of the way, giving me a clear view of the whole underside of the dog. I focus more around the sides than the underside because by the time we're finished, usually the top of her's dry, so I don't have to go crazy. And I'm only going to dry about 85 to 90%. I don't want to over dry the coat. And when I'm finished, I like to trim booties and the length of her legs, or, you know, what have you. And I like the hair to be a little damp. So as you can see, the hair is blowing up and away from the area that I'm working on. When I blow dry the dogs, this is a great time to check fleas, ticks, skin irritations, because I have a clear shot of their skin underneath all that hair while I'm blow drying. And Miss Ellie is demonstrating for you today because she is only about 5 pounds, and I think this video timed out at about 16 minutes. So it's really fast. She has like a stringier, fluffier coat, so she dries really quickly. If I had demonstrated with Stewie, we'd be sitting here for an hour, and it's not really conducive to the time frame for a video. Okay, so she's got a little tangle. It looks like baby hairs stuck in there, little knots. And I just take my tail teaser, and they come right out. The particular conditioner that I use is really excellent in helping to remove tangles. I don't have to pull on her coat at all. They're just going to come right out. Oh, so you can see I turn the entire mat, and now I'm able to see the rest of her side and into the back area. The curved slicker brush is really nice for getting the body. I can dry the body real quick. It cuts down on the time. But mostly I use the extra small for her because, like, if you notice, it looks like I'm brushing very hard, like it knocks her over. But I'm really not. She's just so small. A gentle force with the brushes knocks her over. Poor little thing. It takes me a little bit more time around the bottom and the back side because the base of the tail, that's where mats like to form. And she's particularly downy around her, like her back haunches. So I'm just going to straighten her out nicely, and I'm brushing up to force any loose undercoat out. You know, and by now she's, you got a nice shot. You can see the skin, which that is great for overall health of your dog. Which, by the way, I'm not brushing down to the skin with it. I try to stay about an inch away from the skin because that slicker brush is a little prickly. But right now she's losing some undercoat. In the like off season, when she's not like in between spring and fall, I'm just gonna blow dry her with the pin brush. Although as the hair gets longer, the slicker is nicer so you don't tangle. Sometimes you tangle with the pin brush because the coat's so long. And I'm gonna sporadically mist her if I feel like her coat's dry, because as you work your way around the dog, the other side dries off a little bit and it's a little knotty. So that's why I love this detangler. Mostly I use it to blow dry. Her little taily, it dries itself, so I just comb it out a little bit, and that's the end of that. You don't have to go crazy over drying the dog. I can't stress enough how you really don't want to over dry the dog. So we're shooting 80 to 90% dry. And it takes a little longer on her backside because she's just got so much hair back there. Okay, so I can turn her to face me and get the opposite side. I'm gonna mist her and use my tail teaser comb to pull out any of those like little baby hair tangles. I'm not sure what else to call them, but you'll see. It just looks like a little ball stuck to her hair. And she's not crazy, like she's tucking her legs under. She's not crazy about when you mess with her legs, but she's very patient with me, and she's doing a really good job. Let's see, now that I'm on to the other side, the curved slicker is really efficient in helping to separate the hair to allow the airflow through, so we can pretty much dry her whole side in a minute or two. And that's a really nice angle because I want the blow dryer to blow the hair up and away from where I'm working. Okay, she's got another little tangle. So I just removed those, and you can see they come out really easily. I do a full grooming before I even blow dry. And it's necessary because the conditioner is made to help to demat the dog. So you have to do a full grooming to get out all the loose undercoat, anything else, all the tangles before you even blow dry, or the blow dry takes double the amount of time. I've made that mistake before, and poor Miss Ellie sat on the grooming table for 45 minutes. So you really want to do a full grooming first. And now I'm back to where I started. So I'm going to straighten out, blow out her shoulder and behind the ear. And she's taken a little nap under there. She's completely used to this whole process, and she enjoys it. You know, she takes a little nap. It's kind of funny because sometimes she'll snore. Okay, and as I'm finishing up here, just a quick tip is that you want to I want to stress that you want to check behind the ears. That's a good place for mats that you'll find from blow drying. And her coat is a little wavy, so she'll be nice and straight and fluffy, and she's really cute. And she's being a good girl about the whole thing. So at the end, I'm going to turn her around so she faces me, and I angle my blow dryer at the top of her head. You never want to angle it in their face. And this particular stand dryer, I'm not sure what temperature it reaches, but it doesn't get very hot. It doesn't even get as hot as my blow dryer that I use because it's made for pets. And it does have a cool setting and a hot setting, you can turn the force up or down. Oh, there I go. Okay, so I'm just making sure her little noggin is dry. I don't dry her face, I don't aim it at her face, I just let the face dry itself. So anyway, I love my hands-free dryer. Now I'm getting ready to reposition it so I can straighten her feet and blow out her legs and her feet and her chest. And then I'm going to ask her to sit up. Okay, so she likes this part. As I'm blowing out her chest and her legs, she really likes the attention and she likes how it feels on her chest. She'll stick her chin up for me so I have a better view. There she goes. And I only dry the legs, like I said, maybe 80-85%, not all the way, because I like to trim booties and paw pads, and I really prefer it not to be completely dry, but not soaking wet, just a little damp. And I think we're making good time today. She knows I have a process. I do the same thing every time in the same order. So she knows we're almost at the end of the process. You know, she pretty much knows when to lift her legs up so I can blow dry her armpits. I don't go crazy with the belly. You don't need to roll the dog over. It's pretty much dry at this point. You know, her hind legs are almost dry. She's almost completely dry by the time you even get to this stage. She has no eyes. Okay. And then I'm going to check her tush. It looks dry to me. Sometimes it stays a little wet back there because she is so hairy, so I do check. But she's completely dry. And as I'm drying the legs around the other side, you can kind of see her hair blowing up in every which direction, which will smooth it out in a minute or two. I have a coat conditioner, ProGrow by Chris Systems, that I like to use. Okay, she's shaking out all my handiwork. I unplug my dryer right away so the dogs don't chew on the cord. Okay, so here's my coat conditioner. Just because I blow dried her, I don't want to dry out the coat. You need a pea-size amount. I rub it into my hands, and then I'm going to smooth her coat down before I brush her out with my pin brush. And I apply it to the body, the legs, the tail. Pretty much just I rub it in, or well, massage it in until it's almost all off of my hands. And then I smooth her coat out with the pin brush. And this is going to help too, that if you've missed some of those little tangles, they should come right out of the coat. And you can see how fluffy she is. She's clean and fluffy, and she looks really pretty. Now she knows we're at the end of the process. And she knows because I'm going to ask her to lie down. And as soon as she sees the chin pillow, she starts to get really happy. She will sigh. And it's kind of dramatic, like that huge sigh of relief, because she's going to get her snack after we're done grooming. The only time that I give her the Carnivore Crunch duck toast is after a bath, and I'll give her 2 or 3 little pieces. And you know, she's pretty smart. As soon as she sees that chin pillow, she knows she's getting that snack, and then she starts to get a little anxious to get off the grooming table. But today I'm just going to give her a quick top knot, quick ponytail. I'm not going to do a full top knot to save time, but normally I would, so she can show off how pretty she looks in her bow and all clean after a bath. Okay. And I'll just get my face comb because I didn't dry the face on purpose, and I just comb it out, make sure she's not tangled. Okay, and she's all finished. There she is. She's clean, all dried. I like to use this as a lesson of patience this time, and I make her wait for her treat another minute or two while I clean the hair out of my brushes. Really gets the dog accustomed to the grooming table and, teaches them patience. And she's being a really good girl about it. And she had I lost some hair. You can see it in the brushes, which is normal. And then I'll reach for my treats and I'll give her a couple of treats. So we hope that you've enjoyed this video. See, she's in a hurry. And we'll see you next time. So pretty. She's a good girl. Have a great day. Bye.